Hope everyone can see. Yes, you're live. Great. Welcome, everyone, to another Malwarebytes live episode. And today we are doing it slightly different than the previous ones. We were talking about doing an AI episode, and then we decided AI is so broad and so big that we want to do it in a few episodes. So welcome to the first in a series of 3 about AI. And today we're going to go through the basics of AI. So we're demystifying AI. So welcome. My name is Tjitske de Vries. I'm your host for tonight, or today, or this morning. I always forget. And today we have an old favorite of ours, Vladimir Parfenov. Welcome, Vladimir. Great to have you on again.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Great stuff. Very interesting subject. I think it's something that we're both very excited and terrified of at the same time. So today, the first episode. So we'll go through a little bit of the basics. We'll go from what I call from basic to bananas, because AI is can go pretty wild. Can be pretty wild. So what our viewers will learn a little bit about today is what is AI, what it isn't, how we use it in Malwarebytes and cybersecurity. And we're going to do a little bit of AI jargon, because a lot of you have heard like things like AI slop, hallucinations, generative AI. So we're kind of going through a little bit about that as well. So whenever we talk about AI and generative AI in this conversation or future conversations, or simply in our own other content, you will know what it is. So, Vladimir, why are we talking about AI? Why are you so fascinated and excited about this subject?
I think personally, I just follow the hype train of all of this. I love it and hate it at the same time because, as that person, I don't like to be in hype train. But it's so interesting, so fascinating, and I'm just trying to learn and try as much as possible. Yeah.
I like the word hype train. I think I'm going to use that now. It's the same for me. As a massive love-hate relationship that I'm having with AI. I love, on one hand, what it can do, especially I'm very interested in what it can do for the medical field, for instance. But then, especially as a content creator, I have that hate relationship with like artists and content creators, like using it, not artists using it, but people using it and kind of getting the same kind of output as everyone else. Anyway, that is my little rant. I won't do a lot of ranting today. I do that in my private life about AI, so don't worry. Don't worry about that. You'll have to ask my husband about that. So, so why did we decide to do a 3-part series? I said it a little bit in my intro, but when we had our conversation, we were like, this is too much, right?
It's too much, and whenever I'm asked to explain this, I always
Mhm.
go too deep in tech stuff. I'm programmer. I love this not just because it does great things in
Yeah.
our life, right? I love this just because how it's designed, right?
Yeah.
So it's like great technology, and I will try to kind of be out of this tech stuff today and more as a
Mm-hmm.
reuser, like for basics. But yeah,
Yeah, so we kind of want to meet people where they're at, right? So we know that some of our users are kind of farther into their journey with AI, and there's some of us that are still really at the beginning and like can be a bit scared, not
it is
knowing
scared.
even where it is, because in a lot of cases people have used it but are just not sure if they've used it or not. So we are just going to dive into that. So we're going to start with the basics. Let's start at the very beginning. I always have to think about Julie Andrews in Sound of Music, but that's just how my mind works. um So we'll just start very much at the start. So, what is AI, Vladimir? What is
Good
it?
question. Yo, then basically, let's
Mm,
think about AI as how it like the term how it was before and how it is now. Imagine that there is something that can perform things that human can do,
mhm,
but it's not human. So this is basically intelligence, artificial
mhm,
intelligence, it's AI. Now we see that all these products that we use, they are called AI,
mhm,
but it's a bit far from actual um, meaning of the term.
mhm,
But AI, it's yes, it's something that can behave like human, produce some results and content like human, and it's like people try to build LLMs and all these GPTs, all the products that we
mhm.
know, to be more like human
Yeah.
because we know how powerful we are. Imagine that we can have something that the same way powerful, but doesn't complain, you know?
I like that. That's a very interesting one. Um, and I really like that you're talking about, yeah, how powerful it is. Like we're even with things like quantum computing, something that I genuinely find very scary because of how big it is. Like even quantum computing has completely transformed with um the addition of artificial intelligence. But that's something for like probably the third
Yeah, for sure.
episode that we're doing
You're
together.
already tech savvy, right?
I'm so interested in quantum computing. You were talking, let's dive into like one jargon bit. What are LLMs?
Yes, there is LLMs. Let's go from AI. There was
Mm-hmm.
AI. Everybody knows,
Mm-hmm.
not like now everybody knows after our
Mm-hmm.
podcast, right? Everybody knows now that's what is AI, but there is also machine learning and deep
Mm-hmm.
learning, and then LLM and ML, DL, all this stuff. So basically, people try to build AI, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they try to find the way, like how to build something that works and behaves like a human.
Mm-hmm.
And machine learning, it's one of the step in this. Let's
Okay.
say we have the way with algorithms, some programs, basically to analyze common things, patterns.
Mm-hmm.
For example, these two texts are similar, these two messages are similar, or emails, or these images are similar. And imagine that we can somehow teach program to understand what is similar or what's not.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically what machine learning is doing.
Okay.
Deep learning, it's another subset of machine learning. It's use of neural networks. If you heard about
Mm-hmm.
this, it's another term. But the way how it's done, it's inspired by how brain works, human brains,
Mm-hmm.
how all these neurons, how they communicate to each other, and this basically helps for program to be more smart. I will do it in
Mm-hmm.
quotes, smart, just to make decisions. When we teach the model, teach the program to understand differences or similarities on something, neural
Mm-hmm.
networks is just another algorithm or technology to do it more efficient, more
Mm-hmm.
interesting way. And then it comes to LLM. LLM, it's like implementation of these ideas, of these
Mm-hmm.
technologies. It's like one way to represent all this AI, machine learning stuff. And yeah, it works yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we should keep in mind that LLM, it's one implementation. There could be something that people can come with, I don't know, tomorrow. And it will not be
Mm-hmm.
LLM, it will be completely different, but using the same or similar technologies under the hood. But yeah, what we communicate with right now, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, all this stuff, it's LLM.
Okay, that's a good kind of segue to the next part. Um, we're talking about AI, and then we always go into what is Gen AI. So we're talking about ChatGPT, etc. So what is Gen AI, and how differs how it differs to artificial intelligence and how it kind of builds into artificial intelligence.
I wish I can explain this in like really good way,
Mm,
but the thing is, Gen AI, generative AI, it's from the term generative. It's something
mm,
that generates the content. When we ask to create a new post for social network or
mm,
create new image, all of this is completely new content. It has never existed in our
mm,
world, right? It's
mm,
completely new. And this is what generative AI or Gen AI can do, or what it does, actually. And here is the thing is that we mostly use generative AI because when you just go to ChatGPT and raise some questions or ask to brainstorm some ideas, yes,
mm,
it uses some parts of content that already existed, like knowledge, right, about how
mm,
something works. But you try to come with ideas to somehow makes yourself inspired, but also you try to inspire ChatGPT, for example,
mm,
to bring something to you, some good idea. And this is like new content. It's basically art. It's what is done by generative AI. The AI itself, just AI, it doesn't come with new things.
mm,
It mostly work with what you gave to it. For example,
mm,
you ask to analyze your calendar or your schedule and find, I don't know, spots for regular trainings. You want to go to
mm,
gym, for example, and this is work on existing data, and it doesn't require to generate anything new for this. It's just to find conclusions or summaries or I don't know, just give you answers based on what it already knows or what
mm,
you provided.
mm.
Yeah, and behind the scene inside this, there is difference
Yeah.
in terms of technology, and when it comes to usage, there is a lot of difference
Mm,
for this. For example, when AI analyzes something that you provided, it's just a tool. It's like a program. There
mm,
is nothing kind of scared, let's say. It's just an efficient way to give answers. But if it comes to generative, it generates content.
mm,
But do you like, are you sure that this content actually completely new and not based on something that
mm.
protected by some laws or some licenses or whatever? And can you actually use this or not? And here is like the question that we should ask ourselves when we try to use
Mm,
this data. It's we don't need to know in deep a difference between AI and generative AI, but we should be always like aware that we have to think deep about how we should use the data. How can we use this data?
mm.
If AI provided something, double check with maybe people who knows better in your company, or just to try to find another sources for this content, because then you will be more safe, let's say.
Yeah. That's a very good explanation. Like you said at the start of this that you weren't able to explain it, but I think that's a very
I
clear
tried hard.
explanation. No, really, I think it was a very good explanation. Especially with the what you were saying at the end. Like one of the things that always kind of drives me nuts is like thinking about the Studio Ghibli challenge, where people would just put into generative AI a picture which is already quite controversial, a picture of their family or a picture of their child, and then just prompted like, "Oh, make this into a Studio Ghibli asset creative." And Studio Ghibli, the family of the person that created it, did not agree to that content, their content being used for these kinds of challenges. So it's a
And
very yeah.
and nobody asked them, you know.
No, no, no,
How AI
exactly.
works, how AI is trained. It's nobody asks
Mm-hmm.
about like can OpenAI train on your data, on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
I don't know, public articles or your content or YouTube videos that you share. Can it train on
Mm-hmm.
this or not? Nobody asked you. but it
Yeah, it
does.
is being used. That's another like every sentence that you're saying, like there's like another
Like
like
another episode.
yeah, another episode that's going to be added to the series. So you never end a series because that's it. I find that a very interesting one. That because we we do advise people, for instance, these days, in the background, LinkedIn will have a setting that's toggled on that says like that it can train its AI based on your posts, and nobody really knows it until us as a company or influencers or anything point it out. So yeah, in a lot of cases, you're not being asked, and I think that is something that um people find very challenging. That is something that I find very challenging because yeah, I mean, we're having this conversation, we're on YouTube, my face is everywhere. um it will be used, and that's a challenging one, but again, that's another
True.
another episode again, where we just talk about our fears, about our anxiety regarding AI. I think that was a very great explanation, and what I always think is like a lot of people go like, oh, I don't use AI, I don't use Jennifer generative AI, Jennifer, yeah. But a lot of people will have used it without even knowing. For instance, like, I mean, there's a lot of
Yes.
support chatbots that are based on AI right now, or like even in social media platforms, like you get this button now that you can click on to know more about whatever somebody posted. So I think that is something, and I think that is something that we will continue to write about as well, and hopefully we'll have some kind of um, hub for more AI information, because I think there are still a lot of questions surrounding it, and there's still
And there will
a
be
lot of
more.
information, and there will, I think, the more we go into this, there will be more questions, and I think, and that's what I want to emphasize here as well. If you have any questions, we might not be able to do it right now live, but if you have any questions about AI, just drop them or send us a social media message, because I may not have the answer. Vladimir may not have the answer, but we have a great group of people in Malwarebytes that use AI in different ways or studied AI in different ways. So if you have any questions, please don't refrain from asking them, because it also, like, even from this conversation, I have learned already more about AI than I knew before. Um, we want to go a little bit into like how do we use AI in cybersecurity, and how do we use it in Malwarebytes right now? You say you're a programmer. How would you use it right now in your daily job,
Oh,
your
there are
daily
like
work life?
three questions. So let's start with daily. Yeah, daily.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's like specific for programmers, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
more just day by day work if you at your laptop, right? For example, I just replaced Google with Perplexity
Mm-hmm.
AI. So I don't use Google search or other searches. Like there are really rare cases when I do this.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I found that I even kind of measured for myself that it's more efficient now to use
Mm-hmm.
AI for this, just because it, first off, it doesn't show ads in search
Yeah.
results. It's first.
Mm-hmm.
Second, it already basically it kind of understands my intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it's correct, and based on this intention, it it's able it able to provide result like summary of a few sources that it found
Yeah.
in the internet. Before, when there were like first versions of GPTs, AIs,
Mm-hmm.
there were no connection between AI and the internet, actual
Mm-hmm.
real-time knowledge, because the model is just trained at some point of time, and there is like knowledge, it's called knowledge cut. It's
Mm-hmm.
when, like, you probably saw this when GPT responds, as of my knowledge at, I don't know, April 2022, i I don't know this information. But
Mm-hmm.
time goes, and engineers just added some tools. It's called tools. One of these tools, the web search, and now all AIs are able to search real-time, up-to-date data.
Mm-hmm.
They still trained on kind of outdated data, but they
Mm-hmm.
understand your intention if you want to search this. And some models, some engines, some products like Perplexity, they are optimized to do this more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So their primary goal is not to work with already kind of collected knowledge when it's trained. The primary goal of Perplexity as a service, for example, to search first and provide you comprehensive feedback and summary based on this search and sources. So I
Yeah.
do this as fact checking, as search engine. It's my daily driver.
Mm-hmm.
I use ChatGPT, as many of our listeners probably. It's, I mean, it's the main, I don't know, the in the industry in the industry it's probably the most popular way to
Mm-hmm.
use AI, right? And it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to brainstorm something, I have an idea, or I want to kind of structurize my thoughts, my
Mm-hmm.
ideas, I just go to AI and explain, I have this idea that I want to be, I don't know, I want to have new product or new feature. It should
Mm-hmm.
does this, should do this, that, and that. And it just comes with kind of, oh, okay, you can do this like that, or, and then you can do even more with this. Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. It's like the way how you instead of writing document or some summary by yourself, you just talk naturally as your like with personal assistant, and it will
Mm-hmm.
just come with uh, good results with documentation or the report or whatever. And yeah, this is my kind of second way to use AI. And of course, coding. I'm not sure that it's proper time to talk about this, but shortly,
What you do?
coding experience is Claude, Anthropic company. They have really great products for agents, AI agents for coding, and I think I use them daily, like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And there is big difference in kind of in the industry and how programmers use AI for coding. Some of them just delegate full work, like just AI
Mm-hmm.
write me this program. Some of them just use it as a good assistant to speed up
Yeah.
again Googling, just to not
Mm-hmm.
do search, to not review some forums. They just ask AI and it already knows something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
really good.
my daily usage is usage of 3 or 4 paid AIs. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
pay a lot for them, but I think I just use them like I will pay twice if needed
Yeah.
because it really
Mm-hmm.
boosts my productivity.
Mm-hmm. And then you can focus as well on like things that focus on
Yes.
innovation is all. If you spend less time on having to Google things and everything, like you can focus
Yes,
on
it's
what is
routine.
important to you. And I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And like it doesn't take away from your creativity or anything. It just adds to it. And then, you don't have to do the boring.
If you do things, boring things every day, I mean, they will not help you learn mostly, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just routine, it's daily work. But if you take this out and ask your personal assistant to do all of this, you just can focus fully, I agree with you, fully
Yeah,
on some creativity.
I think so too. I think if we chat a little bit about like how we use it like in cybersecurity itself, I think the more for the next, just trying to get people into the next episode. In the next episode, we'll go a little bit deeper into how we use it in cybersecurity, how we see scammers and cyber criminals using it, and how we use AI to tackle. Because it's like a cat and mouse game, right?
Always.
Scammers use it, and then we use it. So it's a cat and mouse where it was also a cat and mouse game before. It's a cat and mouse game with a new tool that either makes things more complicated and also at the same time makes things easier, easier to tackle. So if you have a little bit of kind of like a high level idea of how do we use it in cybersecurity and Malwarebytes specific, I think that would be a great way to lead us into the next session in a couple of weeks.
Yes, I can. And I think like how we use it, it comes from really basic functionality of AI, how it works. Remember I mentioned about similarities and pattern recognition, that AI can understand that this looks like that, like similarities between two
Yeah.
pieces of content. And this is something that AI, by its nature, it's really good at it. And imagine that we have 1,000 phishing emails. And I'm pretty sure that many of them will look alike, right? They will ask for, they will contain some attachment, or they will have some links, or they will ask about urgent meetings or
Yeah.
urgent payments or something. All of this, I mean, human can just take a look at a few of such examples and see like, okay, it looks weird. I have to check this first. And remember, AI is supposed to behave like human. And this nature of LLMs or AI, they can do the same. And it's really basic job for them, for AIs. So how we use them is this ability to find similarities. It's very hard to do this in algorithmic way in programs, but AI can do this. And imagine that you have, for example, SMS in your phone, and there is content. I don't know. It could be request about something, or delivery is ready for you, and AI can easily detect this because the language, the style, and the content, it's usually the same as on other reported by users phishing SMS or emails. So the power of AI lets us understand what kind of content user received, right? Is it really dangerous? It's suspicious, or it's something that it's not common to any patterns that we have. Probably it's legit. It's fine. So this is one of the ways how we use this. It's part of our text protection feature. And yeah, we are going to deep dive into this more and more. And yeah, this is like the way how it's basic thing of LLM, but it's so powerful that can provide so many layers of protection for end user.
This is, I am very excited already for our next session because there's so much more to go into. I do really want to thank you for like this first session. I think it was great. You said at the start, I don't know if I can really convey this information in a way that people will understand on a very basic level. I think you did an amazing job. Like, I think you did really good. You came with like real life examples. And I think that is something that I really appreciate. And I think our customers really, really appreciate, because like, I think in like real life examples, if somebody tries to explain something to me, especially when it comes to maths, I need real life examples.
Or we can have
So
episode about math if you want.
yeah, if you want to give me anxiety, then no, I think this was great. So the next session we'll dive a little bit deeper into how we use it in Malwarebytes and cybersecurity, and we'll dive a little bit more into how to use generative AI and AI safely and a little bit more securely, how to protect yourself, and then so that will probably be in about 2 weeks. You'll see the invitation pop up on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know in the comments how and if and how you use AI and generative AI. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if there's any tips that you have that we might not know yet, because we're all shared knowledge. So I think it would be great if you are a specialist, just let us know. And what else you'd like us to talk about in the next session, for instance, if there's a little bit, we're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive. If there's more complicated things that you would like us to cover, let us know. We'd be very happy to cover it. I really want to thank you, Vladimir. I think this was a great chat again. You'll be here again in about 2 weeks. I'm very excited for the next session. Thank you so much for shining that light on AI. And I think we all know a little bit more about the AI right now. And
it was a pleasure.
Yeah. We'll come back in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And yeah, let us know what else we can talk about in the next one. Have a great one. Thank you, everyone.